Hey guys, Junior here from Ascend AI Solutions. In the last 24 hours, I was able to generate over $27,000 worth of sales opportunities for my agency. In these videos, I'm here to show you how you can do the same for your business, leveraging AI, automation, as well as cold email infrastructure. And so what I want to show you today is a flow that I use quite regularly. I use this flow whenever I'm wanting to start a campaign as quickly as possible, and every campaign that I start always has some form of personalization. So essentially what this does is it scrapes a Google Sheet that has all of our leads on there. Then it uses Exa to perform a search on their LinkedIn profile and scrapes all of the data to do with their LinkedIn profile. And then it passes that information over to ChatGPT, which we've created a prompt which personalizes every message based on the information we get from Exa, and then it puts it directly into our Instantly campaign. What this flow order also assumes is that you have a fully verified and validated email list. So what you should do is, for example, when you scrape any platform, you will have a list which kind of looks like this. You just have a bunch of raw data, names, last names, emails, and locations. LinkedIn profile is really important for this automation. And then what you want to do is, because it's raw data, you want to always make sure that the emails are all validated and verified. How can you do that? Well, you want to go to a platform called AnyMail Finder, which I think is the best. And they have various things which you can do. They have various plans as well. But what I would do is I want to make sure that the list is validated. So what you can do is you can go to this verify tab and you can literally drag and drop your list into this section here, and it will return and let you know a validation point. So I did this earlier with about 2,800 emails, and 98% of them were valid. So 2,741 were valid. And then it basically gave me a new sheet. And with that sheet, I was able to now have a clean and validated list. And then last thing I need to now do is create personalized messages for them. So that's where this automation comes in. Now, I know I've sort of skipped over the preliminary steps to how to do this, but I have covered that in a previous video, how to scrape Apollo, how to use Apify to get those leads, and then how to then validate those emails. But honestly, the quickest way, scrape Apollo using Apify, then take your list, drop it in here, drop it into your AnyMail Finder list verification, and then what it outputs in the end is just a clean and validated list, which I have here. And now we can connect it to our automation. So how does this work? So what it does, what I want to do is I've already connected it to my Google Sheet. So when you open the first module, you want to sort of connect up your email account where your sheet is held. Then you want to connect the spreadsheet ID. It normally just lets you, choose it by name, which is really handy and awesome. You want to select the sheet name. You can just leave table contains headers yes, and then you can leave these as blank. For now, I'll just return 1, and I'll just double check that the sheet is connected. So essentially, who's the first contact? It's Arne Smolders from Belgium. And so I'll just make sure if I click run once, which by the way, with this automation, I'm going to put it in the description below so that you can take the file, go into make.com, and you can go ahead and basically start using the same automation. So to do that, what you would do, also, by the way, Arne Smolders has been picked up, so it's nice and connected. So that's perfect, it's connected. So once you, to basically copy a blueprint and add it, you go to these 3 dots and you want to import the blueprint. So like I said, I'll put the blueprint in the description. So all you will need to do is go into make.com, create a new scenario, import the blueprint, and this whole thing will pop up. Then all you need to do is connect your accounts and start the automation. Okay, perfect. So Arne Smolders has been connected. The next thing that we want to do is we want to send it over to Exa. So all I've done here is in the search query. So So basically, yeah. So it's for the Exa module. You also want to make sure you have an Exa account. So if I go to exa.ai, basically they've got an API dashboard. This is the wrong account. I better open my actual account. Bear with me a moment. Okay, so in this one, just to quickly show you, yeah, so then you can get your API key, and then you can basically connect up your account. You might need a little bit of money. I think it's only about $5 that you need for like, 10,000 searches. So for me, the time saving is well worth the money. Okay, so going back to the flow. So okay, so as I was saying, we've connected our Exa account. We've loaded a couple of dollars to it so that it can start working. We've got our API key, and that's what's allowed me to add it here. First thing that will pop up is the search query. And now in this section, you can literally put anything that you want Exa to search. So in this case, I'm using the LinkedIn URL. So make sure it has to be some type of URL. But you don't actually have to use the LinkedIn. You could use the company's LinkedIn URL. You could use the person's LinkedIn URL. You could even use website. So your website URL to do the search. And what you also want to do is you want to make it a keyword word result type. So they have these different ways of searching. Neural uses their AI basically to help with the search. I've found that it's a little bit hit and miss, so I prefer the keyword. With the keyword, it's just a straight keyword search using the internet and their thousands of embeddings. Magic is just a combination of both, but stick with keyword. Number of results you want to return is 1. Leave all of these blank. Include content in your response. Click yes, and then all of this can just be left as is. And so now we've connected that up, and let's just see what it comes up with. So if I run it, okay, we've got Ann Smolders. Now it's sent it over to Exa, and Exa's doing some research. And what's it found? So essentially, it took her LinkedIn company profile. I think it should have a company here somewhere. Yeah, Academic Labs, and we got Academic Labs LinkedIn profile here. It's taken her LinkedIn profile and it's done a search. And this is what the scrape looks like. So all the content that's from her LinkedIn profile has been scraped. So you can see about us, easily find the world's scientific experts and rising stars. By the way, in this, I was targeting biotech companies at the time when I was doing this, which was really great. But you can see the information that it's pulled out when it was founded. It's literally everything that's on the LinkedIn profile. That's just to summarize it. And cool things. And what you want to try to do is you want to try to get information, like recent information, so that you can use that in your copy, so you can basically call to it. Okay. Now the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna do some personalization. Now you won't have to worry about prompting this any differently. You just might need to sign up your OpenAI account and connect it. I only use GPT-4 Mini, which I think is really helpful. Sorry, really cheap. It's like 30 cents per. Oh, I can't remember. It's just really, really cheap. So that's why I use Mini, and the result is really good as well. All these prompts will be there when you import the blueprint, so you don't have to worry about rewriting this, but I will still go through it. For the system prompt, we tell it that it's a helpful writing assistant. And then this is the prompt that we use. And I want to shout out Saad Belkade, who's helped me with this prompt. I've experimented with many different ones, and this one is probably the best that I've ever used in terms of just the way that it speaks, the tone that it uses, the professional language that it uses as well. When you're targeting biotech companies and doctors, you want to use professional language, but it also is open to it. So essentially, it is we're crafting a personalized 2-line icebreaker based on thoughtful inferences. The message should be directed at a potential client using publicly information available information to connect the dots and demonstrate an understanding of their unique situation, especially the challenges they might face. When you do this part, this is the part you'll need to change. So the challenges they might face in consistently filling their pipeline with qualified leads and consist in a consistent and automatic way. So this is something I've added, and you'll need to change this part depending on what your offer is. So this is my offer. I help people fill their pipeline with qualified leads. If you were, a marketing agency that does ads, you would adjust this line as well. So make sure you change that. And then there's another part. So the message should identify meaningful data points such as past work experiences, initiatives they care about, and relate these insights to the services being offered. So this is the services being offered. This is another part where you'll need to change it. Guaranteeing bookings with their ideal client profile using our cold email outreach system. So that's my particular offer. What you'll need to do is change this wording, this line here. In a non-obvious value adding way, ask a thoughtful question. So we always want to end with a question. Look, the prompt will be there for you to have a look at and read yourself. So I won't waste any more time that. I've given it a few examples of what I want it to kind of look like. And then there's something that's really important. So it should already be mapped, but what you want to make sure is that your columns from your Google Sheet are aligned with these things that I've mapped. So what this is we need to give the AI something to work with. So full name, I've given the name from the Google Sheet. The lead website highlights, I've given the text information from Exa. Organization names from the Google Sheet. The headline's also from the Google Sheet, and the title is also from the Google Sheet. Response text 1500, and I just leave it at 0.5 as the temperature. And that is essentially it. So what does a personalized message for Arne Smolders, who works at Academic Labs, actually look like? Let's have a look. So let's run that now. And it's going. Okay, so it's done its research, and now we're getting a message. So let's have a look at what the message actually looks like. So it says here, it says, hey Arne, I admire how Academic Labs is streamlining access to scientific expertise and innovations, particularly for biotech and pharma companies. As you continue to connect these crucial players, are you exploring ways to automate lead generation for your platform to ensure a steady influx of qualified partnerships? So, look, it just shows off a message that looks as though we've done our research. And in the cold outreach game, you want to make sure that your messages capture someone's attention, and you only have seconds to do that. And a message like this, which gets them talking about themselves, which compliments them, which which looks as though we've really done our research. This is enough to sort of spark their interest and sort of give it a nice tone. And then from this message, we've only done the first part of the message, but then after this, then we insert our offer. We insert what it is that we want to sell or what we want to do. And that combination of personalization combined with a really great offer is the key to cold email outreach, and artificial intelligence helps us to do that. Okay, the last and final step is very simple. All we're now doing is we're going to add it to our Instantly campaign. So I've basically connected my Instantly account. I've basically got a test campaign here, which I've set up just for demonstration purposes. We're going to map all the things that we want to add to the campaign, like the email, the first name, last name, company, the result, which is the personalization, and so on and so forth. As I mentioned before, because you'll be importing this blueprint, you won't need to worry too much about the mapping, as long as you make sure that the mapping of your Google Sheet is in line. That's the only thing that you'd need to fix. Okay, let's run it through. Let's take the lead. Let's do the extra research. Let's do the personalization message, and then let's add that directly into Instantly in one go, and let's see it in real time. Okay, it's performing research. It's done its message. The message might be slightly different this time, and it's been added. Okay, yeah, look, the message has been slightly different. Now, if I go over to my test campaign, and I just refresh the screen, you can see here that her email has been added. Arn Smolders Academic Labs, where is my personalization? Hang on a second. Let me just make sure that it got mapped correctly. It could be that it's just taking its sweet time, and sometimes it doesn't happen straight away. Let me just zoom out a little bit and refresh again. Okay, never mind. It's there now. So you can see the personalized message is here. And when I go into Instantly, there's a section where I start to write the emails. So let's just say this is just going to be first name. Oh, that's wrong. First name, quick question. Can I learn how to spell? Okay, first name, quick question. And then it's really cool here. If I just add a variable, the personalization variable, and I click preview, this is the email. Hey, Arn, I admire how Academic Labs is revolutionizing the way biotech and pharma companies connect you with KOLs and rising stars in the life sciences. As you scale your platform's capabilities, are you exploring strategies to ensure a steady stream of qualified leads to keep pace with this growth? So you can see the question here is really like it's a personalized question that ties in with my offer. And so, as you know, when I was pointing out the prompting, so when you go into the personalization section, that's why you need to change those specific parts of the prompt so that it outputs a question that is personalized but in a way that lines up to your offer. Okay. So that's why we've done that. Okay. And then all you need to do after you've done the personalization line is you can just add your offer. So here I would just put my offer and then the CTA. So for example, we can connect you. We can connect you with 5 to 8 ideal clients without who are looking for your solution without spending a cent on ads. So that's essentially my quick little offer here. My call to action is going to be, you know, would it be worth a 10-minute no sales pressure call this week? That's a good CTA. I'll just delete this as well. Maybe I'll just write reason is you might also want to add in a case study. We helped XYZ company get 5K in 2 weeks. Oh no, that's just a made up one. Using the same system. And then, okay, so that's essentially it. And then if I just preview it, this is what the message looks like. And it's a high quality message because of the personalization. Hey, Arn, I admire how Academic Labs is revolutionizing the way biotech and pharma companies connect with KOLs and rising stars in the life sciences. As you scale your platform's capabilities, are you exploring ways to ensure a steady stream of qualified leads to keep pace with this growth? Reason is we can connect you with 5 to 8 ideal clients who are looking for your solution without spending a cent on ads. We helped XYZ company get 5K in 2 weeks using the same system. Would it be worth a 10-minute no sales pressure call this week? Thanks for the time, Junior. So you can see how half the message was already done for us through the personalization. And then we just had a simple offer, a simple case study, and then a simple call to action. And the power about this is that we do imagine, like, this is a really great looking message, and this is only just one message, but imagine sending 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 10,000 of these messages a day, you're going to get a high amount of replies and people interested in what you have to say. They will then book a meeting and give you more opportunities to sell them on your offer. I've kind of talked quite a bit in this video, but I hope that you found some value in this. I hope that my explanation skills, explaining skills are good enough and that it made sense. Look, you can drop a comment or message me directly anytime if you want any tips with this sort of stuff. I'm going to leave, like I said, the blueprint in the description down below so that you can go ahead and start using this yourself. But if you have any questions at all, or if you need help generating leads, this is something that I do day in, day out. Today, yeah, like I said earlier, today I generated over 9 opportunities, sales opportunities, sales calls for my company in the last 24 hours. We can do the same, and if not better, for yours. So if you're interested, let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.